Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Let's give a minute or two to the others who are not here yet. Okay, good morning, everyone. I see Crystal
Good
is joining.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't see a couple of people, but we will begin. Don't see Odessa and Georgia. Who else don't I see? Cleophas is here. Brittany is not here. And call the names. I get figure out. I think about half the people are not here. Lachey is not here. Okay, Lachey is not here. Odessa, Georgia, Cohen. I think they're the only persons who are missing. And we had Melody join us, so I don't see her here either. Welcome, Sean. Sean is with us today as well. Sean, did you get into the Google Classroom?
Good morning. Yes, I did.
Okay, wonderful. All right, let's start. I want to, I guess by the time we get to the meat of this, a couple of people who are not here, I didn't hear from them. They'll probably be with us. I did put a note in about having one-on-one sessions with persons, and a number of you are missing from that. So I still need to get that done. Thank you to those of you who have done that so far with me. And for the rest of you, we need to get that done over the course of next week at your convenience. One thing that has been coming up from a number of persons is discussions about the exam and discussions about grading and so forth and so on. And I wanted to just touch on that a bit. I think we determined that we would do the exam on, somebody remind me what date we said we would do it on.
October 1st.
The 1st of October.
The
Yeah.
October
1st
1.
of October.
Yeah.
So that gives us just a few more weeks left in August. Remembering that I travel on the 5th of September. So by the 5th of September, I'm hoping that we're done with the class. I'm quite open though to doing review sessions and any additional stuff over that week. So you've got a month to prepare for the exam and to brush up on anything, refer to me on anything. If people want, we could have a session on something, and so forth and so on. But the idea is that everyone should be prepared to take the exam. Speaking of which, I've said this a number of times, but it's worth saying again. The exam will be the questions you have in quizzes that are given to you. The same questions. The difference would be if a question has computation, figures, you get that same question, but the figures will be different. So that's I'm gonna wait until Lachey is here and I'll say that over. So the exam will be on the 1st of October. You'll have a couple weeks to prepare. And during those couple weeks, if for instance, somebody wants to do a class session where we review something in particular, we can do that. I'm available, whatever resourcing you require to get prepared for the exam, you can get done over that period. I was also mentioning just now that the exam will be the exact same questions you've received in quizzes. Up to that point, you will get a few more quizzes to add to the ones you have had. You don't have all the questions yet. So it'll be the same questions, except where a question has computations. The numbers will be changed, but other than that, the questions will be the same. If there's a question that you've done and there's some contention about the question, then I would ask persons to send me a pointer on any question like that, and that kind of question we can look at revising or eliminating or whatever needs to be done to that question to make it clearer. There's some questions that are just maybe not clear. I welcome feedback from anyone on any question like that. It's a certification program. So the exam counts for, pretty much everything. That certification exam counts for pretty much everything. However, you are doing assignments, you're doing quizzes, you're attending classes. What will happen is this: although the exam counts for pretty much everything, that pretty much everything will be about 80% or so of your total grade, 80%, 85, haven't determined yet. So it means that if you are borderline in terms of, and there'll be various stages for passing, for passing the exam. So if there'll be like, as you know, this passing with distinction, passing with credit, passing, that sort of stuff. Those different types according to the grade that you get. And that's pretty common with certification exams. What we will do is that your participation grade, which will count for about 10% of your grade, or 5% of your grade. Your participation grade really will be a composite of your attendance to class, your participation in class, so asking questions, answering questions, being engaged in classes. That's a part of your participation grade, and doing the quizzes. So the grades in your quizzes will not count against you, but not having done them will count against you. So it's important that you do the quizzes, do them over, and of course, it's a boon to you if you do the quizzes to the point where I see that you've done them and you've improved your grades to something that, you're not doing these quizzes for me, you're doing them for you. So I really suggest you do them over and over until you get to a place where you're comfortable that you have the answers, not memorize them, but you actually know the material enough to feel comfortable with answering the questions. And of course, the grades will reflect that. So to recount, participation is being here, participating in the class sessions, doing the quizzes, all of that is participation. The assignments on themselves are different because the assignments will attract a certain point level. So how well you do in the assignments, the grade, overall composite grade of that is probably about 10% of your overall grade. What does that mean? It means that if you've taken the exam and you are borderline in terms of passing, that you have these bonus points that can be applied to the exam. So if we say, for instance, the passing grade, the minimum passing grade is 60% for the exam, and you get a 55, but you've participated really well and your assignments were okay, the overall composite of those two things will probably be enough to push you over the hump, despite you getting a 55, and say, okay, this person will still be given the certification. That's how it will work. Any questions? Okay, no questions.
Ian, you mentioned that the exact same questions that we got, we just need to, you said don't memorize, but it'll be better.
Yeah, because I will tell you this, there's no better comfort than to know your stuff. And I tell you this as a lifelong student. you want to go into an exam feeling comfortable that you know your stuff. You don't want to feel that you need to try and recall something. That's not what you want to do. Because I would tell you, you just need to get upset. You just need to get knock off your socks. That, as you know, in real life, you can get upset enough that you forget your own name sometimes. You can get, discombobulated enough that you just forget things. And an exam is a kind of environment where you can encounter that sort of, you could just be having that kind of day, or you could just encounter something and all this stuff that you memorize start to get all mixed up and whatever. You want to know your stuff. That's what you want to do. You want to go in. Confidence is an incredible thing. You want to go in with the confidence that I got this. And you want to use your intelligence and rely on that. Yeah, you guys are all very intelligent people.
Well, I think we're ahead of the curve with the fact that you're giving us the repeat of the quizzes. So, I mean, for me personally, I think that once we're sticking with that, if those are the real questions, we just continue to go through the questions and memorizing them or understanding what the question's saying, I think is a different thing. So once we know what he's saying, and you did say that they will be mixed up, so it's not like
they're going to get mixed up. So for instance, the questions are going to be mixed up and the order of the answers are going to be mixed up. Everything's going to be mixed up. So really, the point of you paying all your money here is for you to come out knowing more than you knew before. And there's nothing in memorizing stuff that helps you with that. You wanna have some confidence. One, that you know something. Two, that you know how to know. The second thing for me is more important. It's always more important to me that a professional is someone who, one, recognizes when they don't know enough, and two, has the tools to find out. That's a professional. You meet a lot of people who have gone through stuff where they've learned ABCD, and that's all they know. And they're really not professional enough because they can't think on their feet. They can't adapt. They can't apply themselves to things outside of the box. And you don't want to be that kind of professional. You want to have basic tools in your toolbox that you may never use, and you know when to use or whatever. You even want to be in a position where you can create your own tools. And that does not come from being, I learned ABCD and that's all I know, and I'm not gonna ever, you don't want to be that kind of person. Trust me. Next week, moving right along. Next week, we are having an attorney on, and I put something for you to, I hope everybody saw it. We're having an attorney on, and that attorney is, so we're gonna have a longer session, by the way. We are scheduled for 3 hours and we never do 3 hours, we do 2, but we may go for more than 2 hours because we're gonna have an attorney on so that you can discuss with that attorney anything you happy well want to. Now, what we want to do so that he is prepared and well-researched and things flow properly is as many questions as you can related to giving questions to the attorney. Please forward them by Monday. I want to forward it to them and say, these are the kind of stuff my colleagues are interested in you wrapping your mind around. Yeah. So we've already had some of those things that we've already been discussing and some people have been asking about, but please put on your thinking caps. I did give you some of the areas that involve the law: foreign direct investment, forming a business, trust, ethics, lease agreements, all of the agreements in general. These types of things are things that you we can have discussions with the lawyer on, especially things that are contentious. Look forward to that session. Another
Yes.
session, and go ahead, Marjorie.
So just as you said that, it brought to mind that that the leasing agreement with that Shakespearean language, will he be able to decipher things like that for us?
Yeah, so I mean, to be
Or make it
specific, so we don't spend the whole time deciphering a lease agreement, what you may want to do is take an excerpt of something that is like you say, it's a different language from a different planet, and take an excerpt of something like that and says, look, what does this mean? Do we have to say this like this? Those are kind of questions that I would love to see. Someone saying, look, the lease agreement typically is worded this way. Is this a must to word it this way? Can't we just say what we're saying in normal English? That's a nice question to ask the lawyer. I mean, why do you guys have to put stuff in this kind of way? I have a secret thing that I say lawyers do that because if they didn't do that, then you wouldn't have to pay them. So they gobbledygook everything. So you have to go back to them and ask them what they're talking about and pay them another set of fees for them to interpret their own language. So please get your questions together for the lawyer. Send them in, put them in the class chat, or put them in WhatsApp. It doesn't matter. Email them. It doesn't matter. And want to send it to them. Kevin.
Right. I was the question that I really have is just in terms of looking at property management protections and all of that. I really want to know why the courts are so, well, I'm gonna use the word adverse to landlords, but they seem to favor the tenants more than the landlords. And I'd like to know exactly what is the court thinking in regards to providing so much protections to the tenant, and just in terms of not really covering the landlord, because the landlord, if you look at COVID, the landlord had to pay their mortgages and their bills, whereas a tenant was given a reprieve or given a lot of protections. So
that's a wonderful question. So make sure you put that in. That's a great question. Okay. So moving forward, as you noticed, and we'll have one or two more assignments put in place. Moving forward, you notice I'm putting assignments for weeks coming, and I was kind of fortunately I was on a trip then. Unfortunately, I was stuck with only having my tablet with me and not having a keyboard. And man, that was quite a chore to put anything into the ether when you just have a little tablet. But we will put more assignments in so that you can explore the area a bit more. So pay attention to the assignments and the timing and all the work that you have to do there. Okay, so before we begin, we are actually going to start with the presentations. In no particular order. So I'm gonna let you just hold up your hand and go. And if you don't do that, then I'm gonna treat you like students and start calling names.
Can I just
okay.
go first?
I was literally gonna say the same thing, Blair.
Okay,
My anxiety.
Same thing. That's why I'm like waiting. Waiting to get this over
Blair
with.
even had a camera on from the start.
Yeah,
Like,
my anxiety, it's not.
So Blair wants to go first. And remember now,
I'll go second.
This presentation is 10 minutes at the most. Hopefully it's only 5 minutes, to be shorter. But you can do this any way you happy about one. You can do a PowerPoint slide if you want to get that sophisticated. But really all I want you to do is to give a synopsis of what your business plan is. Why is this important that you do this? We're not doing this just for fun. It is important as a professional that if you have a lot of information to relate, say you put something in writing and it's 3, 4, 5 pages, or you have ideas about something that takes up 15, 20 minutes of talking, that you have a way of compressing all of that into 5 minutes. That's a talent you have to develop. Trust me on this. Some people you're dealing with, they are at the place in their life where they don't want to hear no 15, 20 minutes of talking. They ain't into that. And they're not going to read your stuff. They're probably going to hand your stuff to somebody to read for them. But you need to be able to catch them and get your information to them in a few minutes. If you don't practice doing that, you're not going to be able to do it. Trust me on that. So you need to be able to practice. I've got all this information and I want this billionaire standing in front of me, and I want him to know in 5 minutes, 2 minutes, what I want him to know. How do I do that? You can hand him the report, he ain't gonna read it. But if you say, you know what, today I want to present you A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and boom, you end, and he has the main idea of what you're trying to present, you're done. And a lot of agreements are made not with this big long document, but because the person actually doing the presentation is able to package that in a couple sentences, and the person can look at them and say, yeah, I like that. Let's move forward. So Blair, you're first, you volunteered.
Yes, sir.
So let's go. Remember, everyone,
Would you be, I'm sorry.
we're talking about a business plan, a business strategy, and Blair is going to give hers first.
Okay, would you be able to make me host?
I think I should be able to do that. More.
Yeah, we doing the business plan or the promotional strategy?
Business plan?
It's which one I said? It was the business
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 So
plan.
the promotional
plan,
strategy,
yeah.
no?
Yeah, no, the business plan is the
No,
one we're
the business
presenting.
plan.
The business plan?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm sure you're ready for both.
yeah.
Okay, so Blair, I made you the host.
Okay, okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, so good morning, everyone. As you all know, my name is Blair Presenti, and I will be presenting my business plan. As we all know, due to time constraints, as we all know, due to time constraints, and we know that a business plan is pretty much lengthy in format, I decided to make my presentation as concise as possible. So I would have highlighted key factors that I thought was important for you all to know in order for you to gain an understanding as to how my business will be operated. So as a result, we will be looking over the birth of Ryland Property Management, the customer focus and service, the market. Of course, we need to know how we will be marketing this company, and of course, the revenue generation. Okay, so the birth of Ryland Property Management. Ryland Property Management is a startup property management located on the island of Harbor Island. This company was founded by myself, Blair Presenti. I think I'm reputable in the hospitality field, particularly in management. I've also served in the capacity of chief concierge, sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. And as a result, additionally, I was able to serve under 2 reputable property managers in Harbor Island. And as a result, I was able to sharpen my expertise in the field, and I was able to spread my wings and create my very own property management company, Ryland Property Management, also known as BPM. Okay, So let's look at our customer focus. Our customer focus, so we will be targeting clients with rental homes, whether it's Airbnbs, mid-size to large-size rental homes. That will be our focus. Of course, because this is a fairly new or really new, I would say, property management business, I would want to start off with the smaller size rental properties first, just so that I can get my feet wet in the field. And then as the years progress, I would want to move to the medium size and potentially the mega size rental homes. So these are some of the services that I'll be offering that I have featured here. I will do move-in, move-out inspections, maintenance, rent collections, reports, day-to-day management, of course, pre-rental analysis. I thought that I know the work of a property manager is really, it's a lot. But I found that these services may be fitting for me as a budding property manager. Okay, so now in order for me to really target my customers, I would need to know how to effectively market my company, or I would need to know what the market is like. And I think the market on Harbor Island, it's a very unique one, I would say. We all know that Harbor Island is one of the leading leading touristic magnets here in the Bahamas. And so while Harbor Island is only 3 miles long and 1/2 miles wide, according to the Visit Harbor Island campaign that was hosted by Conch and Coconut, we actually have 170 rental homes ranging from small to mega size. So I think for a small island like this, that's a lot. That's a whole lot. So that means that the property management field here, it's super competitive. While there are a lot of people all over the Bahamas that serve in the field here, one would find that the leading property managing companies would be those that serve under the real estate agencies. So in order to get your name out there, much needed work will have to be done, especially marketing. So how will we market our company? Of course, in order for the company's name to become known, and in order for us to target our audience, we will have to present unbeatable pricing. BPM will offer quality service at the lowest price on the market. Pricing structure will be most cost effective compared to competitors. Additionally, I believe in hiring a highly qualified team. BPM will hire employees that are able to provide a comprehensive set of property management services, which includes accounting, marketing, maintenance, and tenant relations. So I want to hire a team that specializes in an area that I know would be effective, or that I know would make the property management in general effective and efficient. Some of the promotion strategies, because of course we would need to constantly promote BPM. It will be website and social media marketing. Now we all know that we live in a technology-driven era at this time. One second. Yes, we all live in a technology driven society at this time. So what I want to do is I want to hire a content creator that will design and manage my websites and social media accounts. These accounts will be well organized, informative, and list all of the services that BPM is able to provide. Both websites and accounts will be highly active. And I think this is very important because I spoke with a social media manager. And he was able to explain to me that, through high activity, the algorithm boosts both social media and websites to the top of the list whenever keywords related to property management or whatever services we provide are searched within the area we are operating in. So I think high activity for our social media and websites are very important. Additionally, I still want to go to print advertising. Yes, it may be a bit ancient, but I still think it is effective. Print advertising, BPM will invest in professionally designed printed ads to display around the island, particularly in high traffic areas. And these high traffic areas in Harbor Island are the food stores, the cafes, the restaurants, the hotels, the real estate agencies, all of the printed advertising will be placed in these areas or these establishments. Additionally, of course, professional association and networking. I would like to, if I am able to, become a part of the Bahamas Real Estate Association. And I think through this, we will be able to focus our network efforts on expanding our clientele network. Okay. Of course, in order to remain operational, you have to be able to generate revenue. You have to be able to remain lucrative. And so our financial plan is one that is very simple, but BPM, because we are very young, we are open to restructuring our financial plans in order to remain effective and efficient in the market. So the one thing that we will do is BPM will generate its revenue from services we provide for the property owners. While carrying out research and conversing, I was able to converse with various property managers, I would say. I found that most property managers add on a percentage of 8 to 10% here. I think for BPM, we will just stick to the 8%. Additionally, I find that it is fitting for BPM to seek funding from financial institutions. Funding will be used towards 5 months of overhead expenses, which includes salaries. It includes office space rental, storage rental, and marketing. So I think seeking funding from financial institutions it's important for us, but of course, before we do that, we will be seeking advice from financial experts that can just help us to plan the way forward and ensure that we don't end up in debt. So in conclusion, just like many startup businesses, I know it will take some time and a lot of work has to be done in order for the company to operate lucratively. Because of the highly saturated market. However, I believe through financial planning and literacy, a certified team, and meaningful marketing, among other things, this business can become one of the leading property management businesses here on Harbor Island. Thank you. You all sleeping, eh?
No, that was amazing.
Thank you.
You're going deep. You're going deep with that.
That was really good. So
That was
who is
amazing,
next?
Blair. Blair,
Thank
that was
you so
amazing.
much.
Marjorie, are you next?
Oh, well, I'm supposed to be next. Yeah, I'm next.
Okay.
I don't know if I can follow Blair, though. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't worry, just
I don't
follow
know.
yourself.
Just
What about
do
Blair?
yourself.
Get that
I
PowerPoint.
don't know.
So do you need to be host?
I do not, because
Okay, no problem.
I could
So-
let y'all see my work, but I didn't break it out the way she wonderfully just did that.
Yeah, she
Okay,
going.
so
I did it.
Blair, when you get a chance, could you retransfer the hosting back to me? Because I transferred it to you, so I need it back at some point. So Marjorie, go ahead. By the way, I did put in the chat, I don't know if people saw it, that we're not gonna interrupt these presentations. What we're gonna do is make little notes for each person, And at the end, we'll go back through each person and have a little discussion, ask questions, make comments, make suggestions. But we'll do that then when everyone's finished. Okay, Marjorie, your soapbox.
Okay, let me try and get out of this screen here so I can pull up my stuff. How do we minimize this? How do I minimize Blair's screen? How do I hide Blair's screen there? Uh-oh.
I think my screen is still being shared.
Yeah, can we?
Are you still the host or you gave it back to me?
Let me. Yeah, I'm still a host. Okay.
Yeah, so unshare the screen and then send the hosting back to me. Good.
Oh, come on.
Oh, that's Blair.
Okay, so stop share.
Wonderful.
Good.
Okay.
You could do the hosting thing anytime, but let Marjorie go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Marjorie.
Yeah,
And
No, but Marjorie she'll still need to be the host.
you want to share your
PowerPoint,
screen,
right?
Marjorie?
Yeah, I might as well.
Okay, so Blair, make Marjorie the host.
I'm trying to figure out where it's go.
Oh, okay. You click on.
Share screen.
No, not share screen. It depends on how your stuff is set up, but you click on participants.
Okay. Okay.
Participants.
Yeah, you click on.
Then I'm gonna say make host, right? Marjorie will be host, so
Yeah,
she could be host
You got
now.
it. Marjorie is the host now. All right.
Okay, so then now I can share my screen, right?
Yes, you can.
All right, so give me a second here. Let me pull this up. And forgive me for seeming distracted. I am still working right now. Got property management issues just behind me.
I think Cleophas has clamored that he wants to be next, so he's next.
Okay. All right, so share screen. There we go. All right. Good morning, property management fellow, soon to be certified agents and managers. My name is Marjorie Thomas, as you know, and my company is called Seven Oceans Management. That is the shelf company that I'm using. Our plan, our business plan is very traditional. And we begin with knowing that I have a very limited time. So I'm going to try and stick to the 8 to 10 minute line. So I'll forego some of these things like confidentiality agreement, which is very key in our distribution of business plans. So I'll start with the executive summary. I'll just go ahead and read it out for you, which pretty much is going to explain everything that we do and offer for the company. First of all, our company is located in Nassau. It is open to our island, inter-island property managing. So we're not just limited to Nassau. Currently, we have a client in Dream Key. We have a client in Belle Island. So this is something that we would have prepared for the said customers, clients. Seven Oceans Management is an exciting startup business that registered as a limited liability company in New Providence. It's a private property management and concierge services based company. Seven Oceans Management stands apart from the competition by offering a complete customer care through property management and concierge services. It's not the usual formula that's used in the industry. As we have researched, we've seen that most companies that say that they're property management would normally have an outsourced component. So for us at Seven Oceans Management, we have the property management in addition to the concierge. Seven Oceans was founded by Marjorie Thomas as a home mobile-based e-commerce business, which includes to operate directly on or with the property on each client, to travel if necessary, as I've stated before. Our duties are quite standard. Oh, God, I'm so sorry, guys. This is work. So hold 1 second for me, please. Sorry. Okay. Yes, so we deal with things such as maintenance and repairs to any worn elements, appliances, furnishings, household items, property exterior as needed, painting, remodeling projects as sanctioned by the client, septic system maintenance supervision annually, direct all incoming property purchases from abroad and locally to secure location and home and property sites and off if necessary. We schedule regular cleanings while the clients are in residence, should they have guests or should they be there themselves. We also deal with shutdowns during hurricanes. If there's any warnings of episodes, we follow up with the gardening also being upkept during these times. We monitor the health of the gardens, execute treatments as necessary. Pest control, which in our islands is very necessary. This is done quarterly or as needed. Some instances it's more than quarterly. Manager with full consent of owners shall make and execute all of this above activities. Where are we now? The general jargon of the manager agrees to secure prior written approval of the owners. As you know, much must be said in our business plan so that they're aware that this is something and we can know exactly who is in control for or responsible for each function. Concierge services, which is based on client need. This is a very big component as a property manager, because this is something that I found to be part of a niche market. Not very many of them offer it as we do. Communicating and facilitating any in-house provisioning of groceries, on-island activities, dining, social events, holiday events, off-island excursions and events. Source any activities or babysitting services for children if necessary, which is proven to be a very, very big deal for many of the clients as they come on these holidays, as well as the permanent homeowners who send guests to be the idea is that they are prearranged for the holidays on an annual basis or as requested. New and relevant events. Of course, this is when you have to be proactive and knowing what's going on in the country as opposed to just here. We'd have to check with Blair to see what she has going on in Ryland. We have to check locally to see what we have going on in Nassau, check at Zuma to see what they have going on there, and so on and so forth. We also arrange things like flights, yachts, fishing vessels, on-island transfers during on-island travels. So the concierge component is very, very, what is the word I'm looking for? That component is very comprehensive, very comprehensive in that we offer this just as a concierge service, which would have done individually and independently. And then we go on to talk about remuneration, which is not something that we need to talk about here. If you have a question, we can always go back to it. The services and offers. Our current facility is, as said before, it's a home-based service, which is working quite fine and efficiently. However, for us to grow, we do plan to acquire and eventually build a facility to house our e-commerce business. And also due to our unique approach, offering an extensive service online, as well as addressing the common pitfalls of the singular offerings as the other companies. we have developed what we believe to be a novel, profitable business model. The company plans to support its startup operations through grant funding of $100,000. After startup, the company will support its operations from working capital received through sustained revenues. And then we have our chart, which shows us from the beginning, from the first year, second year, third year, our growth. And we'll start at 300,000 and well, 400,000 actually. And over the years, we'll climax to 3 million in the third year. We have identified 3 objectives that will serve as lofty but achievable goals for the new organization. To become a premier property management and concierge services contender in the Bahamas, to reach, pardon me one second, to reach the final amount of 3 million in third, fourth year, respectively, to increase our market presence among international clients by the end of the third year. Our mission is to become one of the leading full service property management companies in the Bahamas, which, as I said, would include the combination of the outstanding customer service, product and market knowledge, selection and attention to details. This customer-centric service organization aims to be known as the best for the customer relations in a high-end niche created market. And niche being that, feeding off of what Blair had mentioned about having 170 in such a small space, that's quite a lot. So she has a lot of competition there, I'm sure, because her competition comes from our island as well, which I'm aware of through all these other real estate companies who are establishing property management companies in that space due to that saturation of rental properties. So for us here on Nassau, we make it a niche because we're able to offer the property management in addition to the concierge, which makes it a full combination of offerings. And we have identified 3 keys to success, which are necessary to sustain our profitability. We identify the services that the market demands and deliver at a highly professional level, which is something we said is lacking in many places as far as efficiency, callbacks, follow-up, etc. We want to build a long-term customer relationship with exceptional customer service through use of comprehensive comparative market analysis for each client, where we would go through and individually specify and tailor their needs. So we're able to follow through with, oh gosh, excuse me one second. We're able to now follow through with what the client needs are, what it is that they want, what they're expecting, and how we can facilitate that. We will design social media awareness and implement several e-commerce web portals for marketing and advertising, while also using word of mouth, as we have discussed at ad nauseum, that word of mouth is quite a very strong vehicle to use, and especially in this particular industry, referrals and community publicity. Okay, and then we will have, as I said, it's a traditional marketing business plan. So we'll go through to identify what our costs would be, what we would do for our startup, and all the things that it would include. Again, if you would like to see any of this, I can definitely share it with you. Our market analysis summary. We have identified 2 distinct market segments, which are vacation recreational guests and extended stay foreign homeowners, which is the market we're currently facilitating. The general distinction between the 2 is that the vacation recreational group will want a full turnkey resort vacation experience for a short stay, while the extended stay foreign homeowner will want the combination of turnkey and resort for a longer period of time. This is exactly the type of service and Expectation 7 Oceans Management is equipped to facilitate. The industry is currently open and not saturated, not here in Nassau, thereby giving a wide berth for operation. Seven Oceans Management does face competition from numerous companies. However, offering specifically property management and concierge services as a package gives a client a peace of mind and eliminates the need for multiple companies on the same property or properties. How are we looking at time? Oh, my time is up to the end. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward. Just letting you know that we have gone through with our market analysis finances, target market segment strategies, our industry analysis, which was to compare what we're doing with the other larger companies, which would be the real estate companies that have a subdivision, which would be the property management, and that property management is outsourced. And they themselves outsource for concierge services, which is why we're able to say that making it one, having all of that in one place minus the real estate component gave us that niche market. And also it gave us the ability to reach out to the client and be more efficient. And we're able to give them a more specialty attention. Okay. And we've got our competition and buying patterns. We discussed that. Again, in the interest of time, I'm going to fast forward. We're talking about service features, reputation. Some properties may have the reputation of being excellent, ocean views, easily accessible by private planes, yachts, market value in the affluent community, known internationally as a place for affluence, exclusivity, level of service, and offerings in the location. That would be the competition and buying patterns and how we find our market and how we're able to thrive. Word of mouth, as we've talked about, pricing, depending on preferences, especially for non-budget specific clients. Clients usually don't have a budget that will limit their ability to get what they want. The web plan summary, which is a breakdown of the online marketing and how we're going to be able to facilitate those clients and find them. Website marketing strategy, how we're going to purchase the facilities and have it managed, development requirements, costs, ongoing costs, strategy and implementation summary. And definitely our SWOT analysis was needed. So we were able to see what our weaknesses were, the strengths, our strength being knowledge and friendly staff. We have gone to great lengths at Seven Oceans to find agents with a passion for customer service and knowledge. We have secured an impeccable teaching, mentoring team who are sharing their internet and certified property management experiences. Therefore, our staff are both knowledgeable and eager to please, which is a plus for our base of clients. We believe in continued education and have several professional organizations available to our staff, including IREM, IFMA, NAR, PM, and BRIA. And we have ad nauseum gone through these in our lectures. So I think this is something we all know about, but those are the ones we're going to offer. State-of-the-art equipment, which is part of the marketing, online marketing visual. So we're able to, once we've established that, we're able to have clients come to us go to them, and also send it to our other potential affiliates. Opportunities, again, open niche market for one-stop service and property management. Threats, rapidly increasing niche companies with similar to same offerings. As the number of certified property management agents come into the market, so far, two are more companies with similar offerings. This competition can potentially cause a decrease in business initially to Seven Oceans Management, but as it tapers and we become stronger, we will find a higher ground to increase our sales. And large companies may decide to combine forces and offer more in-house services. But again, we'll be able to combat that. Competitive edge or a unique value proposition, which is a UVP, which is one of the components that tells us how we're going to do well in the environment, being a unique management value proposition. Sales strategy, In conclusion, Seven Oceans Management stands apart from the competition by offering a complete customer care through property management and concierge services, not a usual formula in the industry. Seven Oceans Management is able to offer a one-on-one service model, eliminating the competitor's cookie cutter approach. We do not conform to the model which outsources its concierge services. We deliver a highly professional niche market service, which is hands-on from beginning to end. We are prepared to offer a blow-away experience for our clients through adapting to their specific needs, wants, concerns, and expectations. I'm so sorry that I blew through that, but I hope that you were able to understand. And if there are any questions on anything I can go back over, I will definitely do so. Thank you for your attention. Now wake up. Wake up.
That was good. That was good. That's very in-depth.
Thank you, Marjorie. Let's go on to Cleophas. He is chomping at the bit, so let's keep moving.
Okay. Let me release the share. How do I stop share? End share. Stop share. There it is. Okay.
Good morning. I'll also need to share my screen.
Oh,
So Marjorie, you need to make Cleophas the host. So you go to participants, click on yourself, I think, and there's a more, and you.
yeah, I see more, but it doesn't say, it says pin spotlight for everyone.
What does it say? Pin and what?
It says spotlight for everyone.
Not that.
I don't have a
Are you host? It's showing
No.
you as host, right?
I'm a host. Am I? Doesn't show
Yes, you
that.
are.
I am.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go here to more. Pause recording, stop recording. No. Ah.
Found it?
Okay, advanced sharing. Oh, sorry. So, and Cleophas?
Yeah. I think there's a way for me to.
Got him, got him.
Okay.
Got him. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so
There you go,
Cleophas, you're host now. I actually think there's a way for me to allow everyone to share without making them host. So, but we'll keep doing what we're doing.
Okay.
Welcome, Cleophas. It's all yours.
Okay, let me see if I can get this up.
We can see you, but we can't hear you.
All right, I wasn't saying it. Okay, we could we could get started now. You can see the whole property management business plan thing, right?
Have you shared something with us?
Yeah, can you see the screen I'm sharing?
No, we can't see your share screen. There's a green thing at the bottom that says share screen. You click on that.
Yeah.
The wonders of technology.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing about this experience is the good thing about this experience is there you go. Getting the feedback on me. Cleophas, you are muted.
Okay, it wasn't letting me unmute myself when I was sharing the screen. Let me try it again. Okay, now you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
And y'all can see the screen.
Yes, you have a house with a screen that says property management business.
Yes. Okay. All right, let's get started. All right, this is my property management business plan. That is going to be for Cleophas Property Management. So industry overview, one of the simplest and most affordable real estate business to start is property management, which is the subdivision of the real estate sector. Essentially, it involves receiving rent under legal agreements that have been approved. In a nutshell, property management companies look after and manage homes, offices, and other real estate properties on behalf of single owners, landlords, or associations of owners. Property management is a developing sector in the Bahamas economy that is increased in demand. I got it. Anyway, indicators of the Bahamas economic health include foreign direct investment. In the Bahamas, FDI makes up 4.5% of the country's GDP. This is not surprising. In the Bahamas, investors continue to buy and build real estate developments, including condominiums and vacation houses. A large number of these owners don't live in the Bahamas. As a result, they look for qualified property managers or property management firms to help with looking after their investments. About us, Cleophas Property Management is a newbie established property management company that operates in the Bahamas. Cleophas Property Management will be most reliable, cost-effective, and efficient choice for property owners in the Bahamas. We will provide a comprehensive list of property management services for any property owner to utilize. Our full set of services will include property oversight, maintenance, financial reporting, rent collection, and tenant communications. Cleophas Property Management will provide property management services for both commercial and residential property owners. We have a team of professionals that is highly qualified and experienced in tenant issues, accounting, and financial reporting. This is our mission and vision statement. Our vision is to become the first option for both landlords and tenants when it comes for renting, buying, selling, managing, and maintaining real estate in the Bahamas. So the history basically of Cleophas Property Management. This is owned by myself, Cleophas Smith, who has a property management certificate after this course and has years of knowledge in the industry. Cleophas' tenure of working in property management at his previous job has given him skills and knowledge required to venture out on his own and start his own company. Since incorporation, Cleophas Property Management has achieved the following milestones. We registered as a LLC to do business in the Bahamas. We also have a list of subcontractors that we utilize for all of our various areas that we control. Also, we also have a CPA on board that assists with the financial reporting and that can sign off on the statements. Why us? Because we deal with the problems. Let's look at the problems. Landlords and property owners want property maintenance, inspection, and advertising, but the available options are too expensive. Now, let's find some solutions. As a property management company, we are going to be both proactive and reactive when dealing with our issues, as it states to our tenants. We offer the best pricing in town, and our pricing structure is most cost-effective when compared to our competitors. We are able to offer the best pricing by limiting our staff and subcontracting for our property maintenance jobs. We are in business of providing excellent service to both landlords and tenants. Our goal is to ensure that every property is kept in our care, that every property that is kept in our care is handled effectively. This is a list of the services we provide. Accepting security deposits on behalf of property owners, advertising, promoting, and soliciting sales, arrangement of repairs and maintenance, rent collection, move in and out inspections, tenant screening, financial and operation reporting for property owners, property leasing to tenants, mortgage and utility payments for property owners, and provide resolution to tenant concerns and complaints. So right here, we're looking at our SWOT analysis, which is our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So right now, when we look at our strengths is the fact that we have an extensive list of skilled subcontractors that are on call to provide a variety of services to our clients. So basically going into that means like we have guys who are available, but they're not employees. So these are guys who can move at they freelance, basically, they can move at any point in time. Our weaknesses could be that we are a new property management business and it may take us some time and extra effort to convince landlords to give us the properties to manage for them. Opportunities, the opportunities that are available in the real estate industry are massive and we are ready to take advantage of any opportunity that comes our way. The threat, some of the threats that we are likely going to face as a property management company are favorable government policies, global economic downturn, being new in the industry, and unreasonable tenants. So market analysis. The market trends for the property management industry are dynamic, but they also make it more simpler. Sorry for the background, plane passing. Okay, let me start this part over. The market trends for the property management industry are dynamic, but they also make it more simpler for a newcomer to enter and succeed in this business. Any property management firm can succeed in the market if they possess strong managerial abilities and positive landlord relationships. Property owners. Our property management marketing plan includes every element we require to succeed: trust, honesty, relationship management. Promotion strategies for Cleophas Property Management is as follows: word of mouth referrals, professional association and networking, media presence, website, print advertising, design prints, ads to display in programs, flyers, also probably newspapers, things of that sort. And then also competitive pricing. Target market. Our target market is as follows. We target families who are interested in renting, leasing, or acquiring a property, landlords and associations who are looking for someone to maintain the upkeep of their properties, corporate organizations that are interested in renting, leasing, or acquiring their own properties, banks that are looking for someone to maintain their distressed properties until they find a sale, landowners and landlords who are interested in renting, leasing out their properties. Our competition, as we know, we have them listed here, but as we know, the competition will be all of the major realties that we have already established in our country. They are listed here on the chart. Also, now we can go to our competitive advantage. Despite the fact that Cleophas Property Management is a newbie in the property management industry, we have done our research and have been able to identify some factors that will give us the competitive edge in the market. Some of these factors include trust, honesty, a strong network, and excellent relationship management. We also have knowledge and high qualified team that can effectively deal with clients and tenants. We provide a comprehensive list of services that allow the property owners to have no hands approach to their investment. We offer the best pricing in the country that is cost effective compared to our competitors. Our financial plan. The revenue driver of Cleophas Property Management is the property management fee. We will include that we will charge property owners for their services, for our services. Most property management charges between 10 to 15% on monthly collection. We will charge only 8%. The main reason is because Cleophas Property Management has little to no overhead costs. The main expense is marketing, material, and payroll. We will not have any rent expenses as the company operates remotely. Funding requirement, we are seeking $50,000. The funding will be dedicated towards payroll for staff, marketing costs for prints, ads, and working capital. 20,000 of that 50,000 is the working capital. 30,000 of the 50,000 would be the first payroll for the 3 months until we start getting customers and clients. Financial projections, the following outlines the key assumptions required in order to achieve the revenue and cost numbers in the financials, and in order to pay off the startup business loan. Number of initial managed properties per month, 5. The average fee per month will be around 15,000. Payroll is 100,000 for the year. We have the loan repayment allocated, and also the 15,000 per year for over 5 years will be to pay back the loan at the beginning of this project. This right now is just a chart of income statement projection. You could just look at it. We have a chart that shows revenue is in the blue, operating cost is in green, and a net profit is orange. So if you really look at it, you have revenue going up substantially over the course of 5 years. But if you look at operating costs, it goes up minimally. So that enlarges our net profit that increases almost double or more than double over the course of 5 years. This is just the income statement projection breakdown of the previous graph. So this is just the numbers. I know we don't want to go through all these numbers, but it's here in the presentation. And as you can see at the bottom, the net profit grows from 28,000 in the first year all the way to 100,000, which is almost 4 times as much. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You guys are all impressive, man.
That was good.
Yeah.
Let's just go.
So who's next? Jump right in.
All right.
Okay, I can go next while I have
Okay.
some quiet.
Odessa. Hi, Odessa.
Go, Odessa.
So Cleophas, Odessa, are you sharing something on your screen or?
I know, I'm not gonna torture you guys with that.
Okay. I don't know why you have that opinion.
Look at that, Odessa.
Listen, from what I see, mine is pennies, okay? So I'm not gonna do that.
Hey,
I know the feeling, Odessa.
Hey, Cleophas, hey, Cleophas, I'm gonna give you my email. Email me that presentation.
Listen, Cleophas, if I can have a copy of that too, that'd be that is really nice.
Cleophas,
Really,
just
really
send
nice.
it to all of us. Just send it to all of us.
Yeah, well, if Cleophas doesn't mind, what we do is just post it in the class materials. If he
Yeah,
doesn't
I could
mind,
upload it to the classroom.
Yeah, you can
classroom
just
chat.
upload it to the classroom. That
That was so easy to follow.
Yeah, Cleophas, you're ahead. Now I will tell you this. For those who we as human beings, we naturally like to compare. But there's a reason why all of us look different from each other and speak differently, and we have differences. As a lecturer, as a teacher or a coach, one of the things that I always look for as a problem is when people present me with stuff that's almost exactly alike. Whenever I see any 2 pieces of work come to me that is too much alike, I know something is wrong. I know something wrong. I don't think something is wrong. Something is wrong when I get two pieces of work from a body of students that are exactly alike or look alike or sound so much alike. You being different from other persons is supposed to happen. So don't get all caught up in, oh, this one did something different from me, so something's wrong with now. You're supposed to be different. It's not, it's a part of what is supposed to happen. And some of us get caught up in too much in looking at the differences between us and others, not realizing that it's the difference that makes us a wonderful human being. So Cleophas, have you turned over? Oh, you've turned me back to the host. Okay, so
Yeah, I sent it back to you.
not a problem. So Odessa is next, and I don't know, Odessa says she doesn't have anything to share with us on screen. So Odessa, all yours.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I wanted to go next. While I have some quiet in my house, I'm about to do an airport run soon. So before they arrive, I wanted to go. But Cleophas, I promise you, I'm not going to copy. I'm only going to use yours as inspiration because it was really good inspiration just now.
So are we going to see who is presenting, or?
I have my camera on. I don't know what's, okay, hold on. Maybe, let me see why you can't see me because my camera is on.
Yeah, it is showing that it's on, but it's just not picking you up. Anyway, don't spend too much time with the technology. Proceed, and at some point we may get to see you.
Okay. Okay, so my company is called Blizzard Winds Monitoring Services. Like most property management companies, BWM will begin as a small family-owned business with 0 properties and lots of guts, strong work ethic, but years of personal work experience. Let me just move this over so I can see you guys. Okay. The company was founded by myself, Odessa Francis. I found my passion in administrative office and property management in the areas of office management, administration, and property management after working in the accounting field for over 20 years. I anticipate that, well, we anticipate that we will grow steadily over the next few years. And we hope to provide excellent personal and top-notch service with great communication to landlords and tenants. We hope that within the next 2 years, our portfolio will consist of single-family homes, residential units, rental units, and corporate offices throughout the Bahamas and beyond. We do not doubt that managing multiple properties will be a challenge, but we are committed to BWM's success, and we have lots of experience, efficient systems, and cutting-edge technology, and an intensive network of staff and vendors holding things down. Our senior team and line staff will be education-driven, and we will be focusing on local and international accreditations, which will expand our reach to those members, which will expand our reach as members of those organizations. It will help us to give a higher level of professionalism and exposure while we serve. The mission of our company is to provide our property managers with the most reliable, competent, and honest professionals to safeguard and look after their most valuable assets the way they want it to be done. Our services will include property management, rent collection, mortgage payments from collections, tenant and onboarding and on and offboarding, property upkeep, property improvements and enhancements, and property safekeeping. Industry overview. In the Bahamas, it is believed that the real estate industry, real estate property management and maintenance industry is bringing over $8 million annually, could be more. And research shows that our clients primarily make their decisions based on protection of their wealth and the growth of their wealth, discretion, whether they can get services with great discretion, whether one is reliable, it's hassle-free, and high-quality digital tools. Our target market is going to be companies that, is going to be persons that are second plus homeowners, so persons with multiple homes. We'll also target landlords and tenants of Airbnbs, and any owners of multiple rental facilities. owners of parking facilities, corporate buildings, malls, etc., and of course, vacant property owners. Our pricing strategy, after looking at our competitors, we've decided that we're gonna aim to offer the best price in the market. And we will offer tiered-based pricing, which will mean that when persons sign up for annual, quarterly, or semi-annual contracts, they will get deep discounts. Further to that, we'll also offer an a la carte pricing type system structure where persons will also get deep discounts for onboarding multiple services. Our promotional strategy that will help to set us apart is that we will offer responsible social media advertising, which is going to have us to be seen by the necessary clientele. We'll also onboard newspaper advertising, word of mouth. One of our special and unique promotional strategies that we're going to be offering, and it's going to be a part of one of our services, is going to be offering self-management and training. We will also offer self-management and training systems for owners so that owners can learn how to manage their own properties if they so wish. It will be a training program. And I think this is something that is not offered by the other property management companies. So owners can come to us who may not want to take on a long-term contract, but they may be interested in training on how to manage their own properties, how to find systems and softwares, and even sell them softwares that can actually help them to manage their own properties. And we can also, we also plan to promote software where we will actually be able to sell software to other property managers. Our competition in the industry is mostly real estate companies, because we realize that customers make their decisions based on their needs essentially. So we know that customers are looking to us to take care of their business while they enjoy the rewards of their business. The level of competition is moderate in this industry, although it is a young industry. The level of competition is as a result of the real estate companies offering similar services. The primary competitors for our business will be like businesses like Bahamas Realty, HG Christie, First Class Services, and Morley Realty. However, we believe that our company has the following competitive advantages. We have the following competitive advantages. We know that real estate companies prefer to sell and just move on. So we're gonna sell or we're going to onboard and we're gonna journey through this whole process with owners. So it becomes a family rather than we just do a service and we disappear. We are also going to be service focused, where we're going to aim to meet and exceed our clients' needs, and we already have a well-established list of connections that as a support base to provide services. Our services, we will offer first class, effortless service, where we're going to focus on the client, and that will be the cornerstone of our brand. All clients will receive a conscientious one-on-one timely service in all capacities, be they transactions, conflict resolutions, or revenue generation. This is expected to grow our brand loyalty to keep following and repeat businesses coming our way. Our most valuable resources is going to be our management team. Our founder, Ms. Francis, who holds a bachelor's degree in working on her MBA and will be a certified property manager with more than 15 years experience in property management and accounting. We will have a certified public accountant on board, Mr. Burrows, who's been in accounting and banking for over 15 years as well. We'll have a director of maintenance who has experience of over 5 years. And we have a head of innovation and IT who is a software developer who will create all of these systems that we spoke about earlier. And we will be top notch as it relates to social media as well as developing systems, and a fully qualified office manager who has years of experience as well in office management. As it relates to funding, our company well, our company is already financially stable in that our key owners have made some good business decisions already. So we have a good foundation. However, we will also be working along with a few investors that will have already agreed to come on board to be a part of helping to build and grow this company. And like I said, our mission is to provide our property owners with the most reliable, competent, and honest professionals to safeguard and look after their most valuable assets the way they want it to be done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Odessa. Odessa, you say you're leaving before the end of the class?
No, I will still be logged
Okay.
on. I just will be mobile.
All right, not a problem then. So we only have Cohen and Kevin left.
Right, let me go next.
Okay, Kevin says he's next. Just to ask, I know we have Sean and Tema, I think it is. Tema, am I pronouncing your name correctly? No response, I see.
Yes, it's Tema.
Tema. Okay, I know we have
Yes.
Sean and Tema. I just want to make sure that did you do this exercise? Were you prepared to do a presentation? I just want to make sure that I'm not leaving you out.
I have something slight because I'm at work, so I wasn't fully aware, but after the class started, I started to put together something because I already had some previous class.
So does that mean that you want to do a presentation, Sean?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. And Tema?
I'm sorry, I was not aware of
Okay,
the presentation.
not a problem. I thought you wouldn't be. So we
Yes.
just have Kevin next, then Cohen, then we're gonna let Sean jump in, and right after he's done, we're gonna do a Q&A. Oh boy, we're eating up a lot of our time. I do want to spend a couple minutes talking about insurance, just a couple minutes. But then we may not get to that and may do that another time. We'll see what happens. So Kevin,
Well,
all
Mr.
yours.
Fernando, can I be brief after everyone?
Pardon me? Oh,
Crystal.
that's Crystal. I don't know why I'm forgetting you.
I'll just be brief after everyone. That's no problem.
You're gonna
I'm
go
not
after.
going to show a presentation though,
Pardon
because
me?
you know how my laptop is.
Okay, so no problem. So I would let you go. Now I want you to go before Sean, because Sean's just auditing. So you go right before Sean, and then we'll be done. Okay, so Kevin, all yours.
Right, let me share my screen.
Yeah, you can share your screen.
All right, share.
It's set so that everyone can share their screen without, yeah, good.
All right, can you all see my screen?
Yeah.
We can see it. We can see
All right,
it.
great. Now, my company is called Orca Property Management and Accounting Services. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start first with the sales promotion. I know we spend all the time on the sales promotion, so let me show you all my sales promotion, kick. I'm gonna start with that, and I'm gonna say Orca, a specialty property management services business that offers expert, reliable, and top-notch professional financial and management service across the spectrum from mid to upper scale rental properties, private home clients, as well as properties which cater to high net worth individuals. And I'm gonna say, aren't you tired of staying up late at night, wondering if your property is making enough money, recovering its costs and keeping the lights on and the bill collectors away? Aren't you tired? Aren't you tired of wondering if your property is in safe professional hands in your absence? Aren't you tired of wondering if your service provider is providing the highest form of professional service to your elite clientele? Aren't you tired of having to wait for your financial statements and reports? Orca, a company that is customer and service driven, and a property management company that can be counted on to provide detailed financial reporting as well as management oversight for all of your property management needs. Let Orca take the stress away. Okay, so I use that as my opening kick. All right. Orca Property Management and Accounting Services is a startup property management business. It's an LLC located in the Eastern District of New Providence. The CEO, Chief Executive Officer, is Kevin Turnquest, with the on-site inspection being done by Pamela Turnquest. With respect to the business goals of Orca, which encompasses the business objectives of ORCA, the missions, values, standards, and principles of ORCA. Please note the following. The mission statement of ORCA is provide reliable and consistently high-end property management services and caretaker service to target clientele. The business objective and mission of ORCA, Property Management and Accounting Services, LLC, is to offer the full scope of property management services to its target market, being residential, multi-home complexes that cater exclusively to persons in the middle and upper tier income bracket, management services to residential and gated complexes, which cater to high-end net worth persons, and caretaker services to clients in the Bahamas, in which the Bahamas is their second home. The primary business aim of ORCA is to provide the highest level of personal service to the client. With respect to executing its business objectives and mission, ORCA intends to adhere to the highest quality standards within the industry and benchmark its services against the best. Competitive advantage and advantage. It is a given that ORCA cannot be everything to everybody, meaning that it has to carve out or choose a segment or niche in which it is most opportune to obtain the ultimate business goal, which is high profitability. As noted, ORCA has chosen to narrow down its field of specialty and lead with its strengths. Due to the unregulated nature of the property management profession in the Bahamas, it is noted that there are a number of real estate enterprises, both large and small, which offer property management services as part of the product mix and services. Those examples of these enterprises, we know H.C. Christie and others. Also, competitors in the industry also include unaccredited private persons, along with persons in the construction and building industry who have carved out a niche, either as collection agents or providers of repair, maintenance, and general contracting services, oftentimes leaving the financial reporting function to either the owner or another provider of this service. So ORCA is going to specialize, going to lead with its financial arm. Marketing and sales design. The business plan should include a marketing and sales plan. That's a definition. And I already gave the message of the promotional strategy, being ORCA, a company that is customer and service driven, and a property management company that can be counted on to provide detailed financial reporting as well as management oversight for all of your property management needs. Marketing tools. ORCA has at its disposal a number of marketing tools which it will employ to get its message out to the wider public. One being a website. This website is intended to formally educate the public about ORCA, specifically about the president and the tenants team, the mission and goals of ORCA, and other relevant company information to be promoted to the public. Facebook page. The aim is to educate the public about ORCA and activities which the company is involved with, pictures, highlights, etc. Maintain active WhatsApp page. Maintain a separate WhatsApp page for tenants, flyers, brochures, speaking engagements. And I'm also, as part of the promotional material, we're looking at the erection of 2 billboards to get the message out, one being at the Eastern Road and possibly one at Cable Beach. Results of the promotional strategies will be closely monitored to determine the success rate of the success rate. And we're looking at how to judge the success rate, number of hits, number of persons who visit the page. ORCA recognizes that it has to tailor its marketing strategy to principally target those specific property owners within its niche market. Allowances will be made for residences which fall outside the target profile, which are drawn to the promotional message of ORCA. However, these clients which fall outside the profile of ORCA will be viewed as exceptions. SWOT analysis. It is a given that ORCA has to undertake SWOT analysis, that is, to be cognizant of its strengths, its weaknesses, opportunities, and in the property management market, and also threats that ORCA needs to prepare for. Strengths. One of the key strengths of ORCA will be its ability to provide timely and accurate financial statements, along with the relevant managerial reports as required by the owner for presentation to its shareholders or stakeholders. With respect to high net worth clients, ORCA will promote its ability to professionally benchmark its service to high net worth clients with a view to surpassing their expectations. Leading with communication. ORCA will make itself available to the owner and be constantly in touch with the owner to appraise of any issues or concerns which may arise. Leading with professionalism. ORCA considers itself to be an entity that is able to meet and converse with high net worth persons and varied persons in the professional arena. Having a family team. The team of ORCA consists of trusted family members using family in their business is often taboo. However, ORCA has on hand persons within the family who can be called upon to provide high-end, consistent service, or also to be entrusted to maintain the integrity of ORCA, the ORCA family. Weaknesses. During the first phase of operation, I'll minimize the weakness of ORCA being a startup, not fully established in the industry as yet, as well as not having the number of resources and skilled persons on staff, which can be called upon to meet varied customer needs. As a result, ORCA operating in a niche market being service-driven, it will thrive to gain a competitive advantage and lead with service, professional service. Not having established strong relationships with service providers, this is a temporary weakness. So weakness number 2, not having established strong relationships with service providers. This is a temporary weakness that can be mitigated in time. The goal of ORCA is to have a vetted list of service providers who can be called upon to provide exceptional professional service. ORCA will be dealing exclusively with these service providers and reporting to the client. The service providers will not be communicating with the client. ORCA reserves client communication rights. The client will not be in communication with the service providers. Opportunities. ORCA understands that there are many varied opportunities in the residential market, property management industry. Aside from the fact that arising from COVID, many persons have opted to rent as opposed to buying themselves a mortgage. Further, there has been a significant uptick in the construction of high-end residential complexes that cater to upwardly mobile professional persons, with persons in the American, Asian, and European market choosing to make the Bahamas their primary or their secondary home. Professionals want to do business with professionals. This definitely creates an opportunity in that ORCA intends to lead with professional, reliable service and can be benchmarked in the industry. ORCA will most definitely create a professional image and look to be able to mingle with high net worth clients to assure them the level of service that they will receive is on par with industry standards. Beyond joking. Threats. In surveying the landscape for threats to the ongoing success and profitability of ORCA understands that the competitive landscape is growing as the industry is vastly unregulated, thus attracting professional real estate and construction companies, as well as private persons who are drawn to the industry. Therefore, it is imperative that ORCA carve out its niche and offer specialty service to gain a comparative advantage, leading with service. Threats to profitability. It is given that persons often opt to go the cheaper route and not pay for quality service. This can be applicable to the property management professional who may be priced out by competitors who promise the world for only $1. However, ORCA will stand firm to its billing for services rendered and let the quality of its work speak for itself. See ORCA brochure for its pricing. Finding good, reliable service providers. This can be problematic in that well-skilled workers may have formed alliances with other property managers. However, the ongoing goal of ORCA is to be surrounded with a team of outsourced service providers who can be called upon when needed to provide the service to the client. It is hoped that this business plan can create the seeds of success of ORCA Property Management and Accounting Services to be one of the best reliable services in the Bahamas. That's me.
Thank you very much.
Very
Kevin.
good. Very good.
All right.
So next is Cohen and then Crystal.
All right. Am I still sharing?
Yeah.
All right. Hold on, share. Just if you are still sharing, let me click this. Okay. All right. Hold on, share.
Let me do it. I just stopped it. So you're on share. So Cohen, we haven't heard from Cohen, have we? Cohen, are you here? Okay. Not sure if Cohen is here other than the name on the screen because he's not said anything. I'm not sure what that means. Okay, so Crystal.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
A pleasant good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We build you residually, one property at a time. So we are Regroup Management. My name is Crystal Woodside. So Regroup Management is a property management company and a personal concierge service registered as an LLC in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas in 2014. The company currently operates solely by Ms. Crystal Woodside, who has been viewed by her clients as a well-rounded, resourceful individual with special attention to detail and customer service. Regroup assists in fulfilling the needs of its clients with a useful market analysis and provides a comprehensive array of management services to its clients. Regroup will be known to be a one-stop property management firm and to ensure that every need of our concierge service, the need of the property, tenants, and financials are being met. Our target market analysis, we are looking for individuals who have rental homes, Airbnbs, rental properties. These would be individuals who's basically based in the Bahamas and they're using second home properties. These are going to be our target market areas in which we focus on. Our marketing plan is that we would have definitely a website with promotional strategies. We're going to be using our various social media platforms. There is also word of mouth. We're also going to be networking with various tour companies to ensure that guests coming to the islands that are going to be staying at our clients' residence are being catered to, especially when it comes to tours. There's also going to be an aspect of the business where we cater to various charity organizations, which is called We Care. Within the website as well is going to be a back end where the property owners can also see the ins and outs that is happening with the property and not just only wait until reports are given. Our our competition, we know that there are a lot of real estate companies that offer the same services as property managers, being that of H.G. Christie and Bahamas Realty. However, with Regroup being that of a micro business, because we offer that personal care to our clients, it gives us more of a greater advantage to our customers. For the services that we're going to be offering, we are also looking to recruit a highly qualified professional team to carry out the day-to-day tasks of the property management for our service in marketing, leasing, financial reporting, maintenance, and rent collection. All of these would also be a la carte services, and any services outside of that, we're going to also charge at 8% on those services that are going to be rendered. So we are looking for this investment to be that of $20,000 to start off with. That is going to pay for the website, our employees, the management of the day-to-day various tasks of the business. And I do apologize, I'm rushing this because someone just called me just now to take care of a matter, but this is my quick presentation and I hope you guys continue to enjoy the rest of your class.
Okay, so Crystal, does that mean you're leaving now?
No, sir, I'm not leaving now. I just have to handle a matter with a patient.
Okay, no problem. Okay, good. So let's go on to, I'm not sure what's going on with Cohen. Let's scream out Cohen one more time. Cohen. Going. Let's maybe Cohen's having technical issues. Let's go to Sean.
Good day, everyone.
Good day.
Thank you, Mr. Fernando, for having me in your class. Job well done to everyone who presented so far. It was excellent and informative. I just put together something very quickly, just to chime in with what everyone said. But here we go. My name is Sean Higgs. I'm currently the owner of Sean and Co. It want to do property management slash concierge with a bit of other areas such as project management and janitorial and cleaning source. But here we go. As we all know, property management is a subset of the real estate industry. It's perhaps one of the easiest and affordable real estate business to start. We have been able to build a robust list of landlords and property owners in the, say, generally the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, probably on every island and key. Just have niching with real estate agents because, you know, their job is just to sell the home, and then that's when we step in and do the rest of the work for the landlord or the owner. We are growing in the Bahamas on one of the biggest, I would say, second home ownership on every island and key, especially in the Airbnb field. And it gives us a larger percentage to help them to manage their properties in whichever way we can. So for our product and service, we will help facilitate a purchase, guiding a buyer through the process, facilitating a sale, presenting FSBO documents, property maintenance, preparing contract and lease, list of the property for sale to the public, preparing necessary papers, holding an open house to show the property on behalf of the client, ensuring that the tenants are pre-screened and financially qualified, selling of landed properties. Basically could be someone could have a vacant lot and they want someone just to manage it, probably for someone to do agriculture, I guess a tire business, whatever it may be in that source. Our mission is to become the preferred choice of landlords and tenants when it comes to property rental in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Our business structure, we intend to start the business with a handful of full-time employees. Some of the available roles to be handled by contractors under the supervision of our staff, which include our chief operating officer, project manager, the company lawyers and secretary, admin and HR manager, head of assistance management, business developer, sales and marketing firm, accounting, front desk officer. So all these are vital keys in making sure that you have the successful property management business. If we all come together as one and collaborate with one another, the real estate market won't be a big issue for us once we work together as a team, which I've seen play hand in hand, because they work together as a team to make sure they get the home sold. So we work together in providing, networking with each other. I guess someone might know someone in Abaco, someone might know someone in Harbor Island, someone might know someone in Nassau, and etc. So our sales and marketing strategy, development properties for our clients, basically using social media to our advantage, because we know everyone is on the social media trend, what they see, and they run with it. So that's what we decide to use. And the best source, I would say, is word of mouth, just by someone referring you. So whatever you do, I just would say you do it with an excellent spirit and put your 100% into it, so that when it's time for referral from a client, you have the best referral form ever you could imagine. Hello?
Oh, sorry, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, I didn't get into all of the
Okay,
expenditure.
no, I wasn't sure that you had ended, you didn't announce that you had ended.
Oh, yes, sir. Sorry for that. It was just something quick while I was to work. I just tried to put
No,
together.
that was great.
Yeah.
Quick or not, it was great. I understand from Cohen that he is ill. He's on the call, but he's not feeling well at all. So I don't believe that he's able to contribute given his status. He's just able to listen. As he
Feels better
indicated.
soon.
So we wish him speedy recovery and that he feels better the next time. I know he's normally a part of participating. So we are at the 12 o'clock hour. We're gonna, a few minutes away from midday. We're gonna give ourselves some time to have a Q&A on the various presentations. I believe there's some people who have a bit of time constraints. I think Odessa mentioned that she is traveling. And I think that Crystal is gone, eh? Oh no, she's here. Sorry, Crystal. I for some odd reason, I keep missing you, although your picture is showing up here.
No problem, Mr. Fernanda, but I do have to step out. This is the issue with being
Okay.
at work. I'm trying to be at class, but I do have to take care of a patient.
Yes. So could we just have a quick chat with you first? I don't know if anyone made any notes or had any questions for Crystal, but I thought it was interesting in her presentation that she talked about a one-stop shop, which is an idea that other persons obviously talked about, and that one of her strong focuses was the offering of management services. I just want to stick a pin in there because to me, two or three of the main things that a property management professional has to understand that they offer is one, relationship management. This is an area where being able to manage relationships is key to the success of the area, but being able to manage in general, to organize things, to get things going, to be able to solve problems on the fly. I mean, these are sort of some of the definitions of management. Being able to manage yourself and manage things, manage processes and manage people is a key portion of property management. It is not facilities management. Facilities management is a component. And in some cases, it means that, in all cases, it means that if you don't have the skill to do something, at the very least, you should have the skill to manage somebody else who has the skill. And I'll say that again. If you don't have the skill to do something, one, you should recognize that you don't have the skill, or you don't have the level of skill that you would like to have. And the next thing is to be able to acquire someone with that skill, or acquire that skill in someone else, even if that person is there to teach you. But the main thing is to be able to manage the skill that you acquire. That is the main skill that you need as a property manager. So thank you, Crystal, for your contribution. Anyone with any comments or any questions on Crystal's presentation before she has to go? Okay, there's silence. All right. In general, all of these presentations are really, really good. So just thank you all in general for the presentations. The first one was, I think, Odessa, are you still on the call? I know you're moving.
Yes, I'm still here. I'm just mobile.
Okay. So, all right, I'll go back to Blair. Blair was our first contributor. Anyone with any comments or any questions, any suggestions related to Blair's contribution?
I have a question for Blair.
Okay, Marjorie.
Okay, so Blair, with the market the way it is there, oh, see, I had to change the clothes. Sorry, excuse me.
This is in Ryland.
Yes, in Ryland. With the market as it is right now, you mentioned that there are 170 units. That stuck in my mind, as well as you have very stiff competition. How are you able to counteract the incoming? Because I'm sure Nassau has descended upon you guys as far as real estate companies and such. How are you able to counteract that?
Are you asking how am I able to overcome all of that competition? In other words?
Yes.
That's a really good question. I've actually been considering that since I've started this course because I really want to pursue this. That's why I actually started this course. How am I gonna do it? Lord, I don't know. Let's see what Jesus. But I think, I mentioned, the constant marketing, it's gonna take a lot of that. It's gonna take a lot of personal, I'm gonna have to establish a lot of relationships, I should say, with a lot of the property owners. I think that's a really good way for me to overcome the stiff competition that we have. I think it's going to take a lot of relationship building.
But Blair, listen, it seems as if in Ryland, the fish, it seems as if in Ryland, the fish jump in the boat. You know what I'm talking about? It seems as if the market is you have a captive clientele. It's like you can build anything and you'll find customers. So it seems as if, all you gotta do is just create the rooms or the amenities and people will come. So the fish actually just jump in the boat with Ryland.
That's true. Yes, things are very, it's booming over here. Things are very lucrative. But in a case like with property management, it's stiff. The competition is stiff. And while, yes, the fish may jump in the boat, you still have to do a lot of marketing or the necessary things to get your company up and going. And then remember too, we have a lot of companies that are not even, that were never birthed here. You have a lot of foreign companies that are here. You have a lot of companies from Nassau here. So yeah, while the fish may be jumping in the boat, that's some stiff competition that you're dealing with.
Yeah, Blair. That's why I was so curious how you were doing it, because I'm quite aware of several of the large realtor companies here in Nassau who are relocating homes and businesses to get into that market. So
yes,
the fish may be jumping, but you've got the fishermen coming at them too. So
yeah, it's
a lot of work.
Yeah, and Blair brought up a point that we should not lose sight of. What is happening under the covers in the Bahamas is that quite a bit of property management services are being done by persons who are from elsewhere.
Yes.
And they don't announce themselves. They're not paying business license fees. They're not in some official company, but they are living in certain places and they are actually handling property management stuff for people who, especially with the second homes market and other type properties, there are people who you think they are a tenant or you think they're a visitor, and in fact, they are actually running property market services and not in a registered kind of way. Let's not forget that that's happening in the country as well.
Right. And I even mentioned that in my plan. I realized that the competitors in the industry, really, you have a lot of unsophisticated, unprofessional people who are actually doing property management, like people in the construction field who just do repair, maintenance, and contractual stuff. They're actually acting as a liaison to to the owner, and also even people who collect money or bill collectors, collecting the rent. So you have a lot of people who are venturing or sneaking inside the profession and in the back door.
Yeah, people who are offering one component of the profession and saying that they are doing the entire profession. So one of the facilities that you have or faculties that you have here is that you understand that it's not a one-dimensional profession.
Right.
You can't just be a facilities manager and think that you're a property manager. Or you can't just be the person who is a rent collector and be a property manager. It's vast, and there are lots more that you can offer an owner. Mm-hmm. So as budding property managers, that's something you have in your back pocket to be able to say to the owner, look, facilities management is one component of what I can bring to the table here. So I know you're happy getting facilities management, but there is, another 10, 15 things that you're not getting. Okay, any more discussions with Blair before we move on? Blair, what I would like to say, while anybody else is thinking about anything, is that that you talked about competitive advantage, which I thought was an important thing that you talked about. And for me, there are two very important components of competitive advantage. One of them is price, and the other one is quality. Mm-hmm. And let's start with price. If you're competing based on price, at some point that competition peters out. If you look at, for instance, a Target and Walmart and people like that, and let's just pick on T-shirts. There's a point, obviously, where they're competing with each other, and they do it with price. So you walk into one, and the price of a T-shirt is 50 cents less than the other, or $1 more or less. At some point, if you are following Target and Walmart, there was a point where Walmart's T-shirt prices were way less than Target's. I mean, way less, like half of them. Now you go into them over the last 6 months or so, and the prices are pretty much the same. What Target has done is, okay, we can't go any lower on our prices. We've caught up to Walmart in terms of our prices, but what we're gonna do is offer a better quality T-shirt.
That's true.
So at some point, your pricing war becomes leveled out, and you can't really go too much lower than the competition without going out of business. But one thing that you can do that you have a lot of control over is you can offer a quality better than the competition, because people look at, in terms of competitive advantage, people look at your price, and they also look at quality. If you're giving someone quality, the price becomes secondary. In fact, if you think about Atlantis rooms are not cheap, and they're about to make them cheap. Because as far as they're concerned, when you come to Atlantis and leave, we take all your money, but no one's gonna complain about the money that they spent. That's their motto. We're gonna take as much money from you as we can. It's gonna be expensive and you're gonna spend your money, but you're not gonna leave with a sour look on your face saying, boy, I was at Atlantis and I spent all this money and it wasn't worth it. You're gonna still feel as if you could have spent more money if you had it. And that's when someone is focused on giving you a quality experience. Okay, yeah, so let's move on to, unless there are any other questions for Blair, let's move on to Marjorie, because I want to touch on everybody. Anyone with any questions or comments or suggestions for Marjorie? And this is going to be tough because we're at the end of the day and people's brains are starting to turn to mush.
Okay, I'm fine. Listen, I'm fine.
Right.
Okay, so
Marjorie, is it possible?
Kevin.
I was wondering. I mean, I left off my head. Marjorie, were you including a portion of the property management contract or agreement in the actual business plan? I think you're importing aspects of the property management agreement in the business plan.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, that was the description. That's a really good question. When I looked at it, I wondered the same, but it wasn't. It's actually the duties, specifying exactly what the duties and the offer would have been. And then I was supposed to have taken, there was one part on there that said about, you're probably talking about remuneration.
Mhm.
That was supposed to come out, but the rest of it was just for description, and so that the client would be aware of exactly what is being offered and not to just blanket say just maintenance, but specify what maintenance, specify what concierge services, et cetera. So, but the remuneration part of was supposed to have been taken out, and it didn't make sense to reinvent the wheel and try and say all that same thing that I had already in another format. But yeah, well spotted, Kevin.
Yeah, nice.
But by the way, a business plan, business strategy, if you think about what do you use this for, because we didn't discuss that, is really primarily for you, the business person. It's for you, potential investors, key clients. It's a bit of an internal document. In fact, you need it, for instance, in many cases, if you're licensing, trying to get a particular license, from most licensing authorities require you to have a business plan. If you're going to get a loan, people are going to require you to have a business plan in many instances. So this business plan is a major tool to have, and I'd like for each of you to keep on top of what you've done here and massage it and change it and research it more and really try to develop something that reflects you. Because it's going to be something that, believe it or not, you're going to have to use this, even if it's just for you to say, look, I've got a plan, am I following my plan, and so forth and so on. That's just indicated. I think that means agreement with what I just said. Okay, so Marjorie, I just wanted to point out, I'm being nitpicking.
Okay.
So when somebody does a good job, you end up having to nitpick. And one of the nitpicking things that I'm going to do with Marjorie's, because everybody else does it, is that I want to explain that Nassau is a very small area of the island of New Providence. And so, I mean, 90% of us make this error. I get being a bit of a nationalist, I get a bit peeved about it. Nassau is an area that extends from Nassau Street to almost a little bit south of Elizabeth Avenue. And then it goes right up to the ridge of the Government House Hill. The top of the hill, that ridge that takes you down, that's Nassau. Very small area. And we keep calling the island Nassau. The island is New Providence, and I really always try to admonish that we call the island by its name, because many of us will never own property in Nassau because it's all owned by certain people. Okay.
Duly noted.
All right. Thank you very much, Marjorie. One of the other points I got from your thing that I'd like to mention, two things. One of them is that, and I've said it already, there's tons of services, and all of you need to think about this. You want to think now about, if I need an architect, who would I go to? Well, who are my options? If I need an interior designer to do something for me, who are the persons who I would go to? If I need an engineer, these are all professionals that from time to time you may have to liaise with. If I need a health professional, this is something that people don't think about. You may have a client on property who actually need health services. Have you thought about in advance in your business plan that if I need health services for a client of mine, I know where I can just go, or do I have to just suddenly start spinning around thinking about, oh, what do I do? you want to pre-think a lot of these things so that you don't have to be caught having to run around trying to work things out if something does actually happen. It's a form of insurance, which we were supposed to talk about today. So let's move on to Cleophas. Anyone with any thoughts or questions or suggestions for Cleophas? Okay, the silence, I'm expecting the silence because everybody won't go now. I guess that's it.
Yeah, but I like his revenue. Like he actually, you know, put in there. I think it's something that I didn't do. He actually put the his service offerings, you know, what he's offering the client in terms of collection and managing this and security deposit collection and all of that. So he put that there. And also he installed the graph which shows the revenue projections, which is essential for business plan. Because I mean, if you go to a bank, the bank want to see a favorable, you know, realistic approach to, I mean, if business is going to be viable, growing, and also profitable. So those two things I liked with regard to that, where he actually showed, you know, what he's offering the client and exactly what he intends to make, and also his billing strategy. So his revenue component was very, very good. I like that.
Yeah, and even if you go to someone like the Accelerator or the Small Business Association, whatever, because you have a number of bodies out there that are put themselves together to help persons establish a business. If you go to these people, one of the first things they're going to ask you for, where's your business plan? Do you have a business plan? If you don't, then they're going to say, we'd like you to pay us $2,000 or $3,000 to help you develop a business plan. Everybody wants you to have a business plan, so it's good that you're doing this exercise. I wanted to mention, Cleophas, that I really love that mission and vision statement of yours. I think it just caught my eye. I think you did a good job coming up with that one. And I had a question for you. You mentioned contractors. What would you say, Cleophas, are the advantages and disadvantages comparing contractors and employees?
Okay, well, with the contractors, like I said, it's very cost effective because I don't have to pay staff. Like I don't have to pay them every day whether they have work or not. So the only time they get paid is when they actually work. That's one of the advantages. Also, another advantage is I don't have to pay NIB for them. I don't have to pay health insurance for them because they're not actually employees of mine. So just like how you spoke earlier about having contacts with like engineers and stuff, well, the actual presentation was based on a business plan I had to do because when you go to the bank, I had to make a business plan to open up a bank account for my company. So I just reframed it a little bit for this presentation, but with the contractors part, it limits the expenses. So that's where we could make more revenue, and then we could also offer competitive pricing because I don't have to make 15% like others who have to pay staff. I can make the bare minimum of 8% and still turn a great profit. One of the disadvantages I would say is scheduling, because they're on call. A lot of these guys have other jobs and other things they got up. So it's like you gotta, actually I have a list compiled for my actual company. We have a list of over, I think it's between 500 to 750 subcontractors that range from anywhere from engineers. We have electrical engineers, structural engineers, all the way from the top, all the way down to painters and gardeners. So everybody who I had contact with over my years of experience, I usually spoke to them, even on the job. I usually just tell them, hey, listen, one day I have my own company. I like how you work. Give me your contact. And if I have any jobs, I'll link you. And that's how I network with a lot of people. So now if I have any issue, and someone say, hey, I need an electrical engineer to add on, I want to add on a piece to the back and I want this electrical part drawn for some generator or something they want to do, I could always just reach out to one of my former co-workers or just a friend. I have some friends who I went to college with who do these things. So basically that's how I did it. And then like Kevin said about the financial part, that is key for the bank. When you guys go to get your bank account for your companies, the bank wants to see your business plan along with your projected revenue. Like they want to see how you can make money and how you can pay this loan. I mean, even if you don't get a loan from them, even if you just want a bank, because they want to know how much you even be putting in this bank account. So they can ask you a monthly projection of how much you think you're going to be depositing to this bank account. So all of that has to be a part of your business plan going forward.
What wonderful, and
That's
again, relationship management is really key. I'm glad to hear that we're talking about someone here who's really thought about not just having things in your brain, but writing down a list of relationship sources that they can go to if they need to. That is really a wonderful idea. I'm telling you, when you get all frazzled, having something in front of you in writing is really very helpful. Odessa, then Kevin, then Sean. Let's see how quickly we can go through that. And Odessa is on the road. Anyone with any questions for Odessa? My comment, the thing that stuck out on Odessa's presentation, I thought was so really off the chain, was she talked about training programs for property owners, for tenants, or training programs for employees and so forth and so on. And training programs as a vehicle for business and enhancement. That is a really incredibly great idea. Getting that done has a value that you cannot imagine. Increasing the knowledge of people that you have relationships with about what you're doing and what they are doing is just an invaluable thing that Odessa mentioned in her presentation. Okay, I don't know, Kevin, you're up next. Anyone with any questions for Kevin? Suggestions? I also liked Kevin's mission statement as well. There was something that Kevin said that stuck out to me. I'm not sure where he said it anymore, but he said professionals want to do business with professionals. And I said, well, I got to stick a pin in that. Because it sounds like a simple statement, but it's profound. It is true. It's not just professionals who want to do business with professionals, but people who want to feel like a professional, even if they're not, want to do business with professionals.
Right.
So it's not just professionals, but definitely professionals prefer doing business with professionals. And even other persons who are not professionals want to feel like, hey, I'm moving on up to the east side by doing business with professionals. So when you present yourself, and can very easily present yourself as a professional, giving quality and professional services within a professional arena, like in a professional association or whatever it is, people just easily want to do business with you. They ask less questions and they feel more comfortable. So that was a great statement from Kevin.
I want to just give one, can I just say one comment for Kevin?
Yeah. Everyone can comment now.
Okay, for Kevin, I just want to say that opening was catching. Are you tired? And how you went into breaking it down and at the end of it, I was like, yeah, I am tired. So I can imagine that the client, potential client would have that same aspect, and you just broke it down, I thought, really well with that first one advert. That's my comment.
Are you
Yeah.
tired?
Okay, so that, oh, somebody
Also, I
else.
wanna, yeah, I
Yeah,
wanna add in with Kevin's statement. Like you said, professionals want to deal with professionals, but what I have realized in the field, that's why in my presentation you see I put trust as a big thing, especially on like the family islands or something like that. A lot of times, like you said, there are a lot of people who just offer their services who are not professional or not certified to do it. But what happens is the people on the island, they grow a trust with the people there. So they might not meet a professional person, but you might have a guy here who always fix your problem, like a handyman. And every time you call him, he comes and he fix your problem. He fix it, he fix it, he fix it. So now the person get comfortable with them enough to trust them with more things. So that's how come you get so much, I would say, imposters in the industry. It's because they just built a trust with the owners or the property managers in it. So that's why a big thing was to build trust. As long as you could build that trust and that networking and be professional, you could blow them out of the water. But that trust aspect with the owner and the property manager and the client, I learned that's one of the key things of getting clients.
Oh man, that is an off the chain comment. I remember I used to run a publication called The Bahamian Banker. I used to be the editor-in-chief and produce the publication called The Bahamian Banker. And every time we produced The Bahamian Banker, I interviewed a prominent person in financial services.
Great
And I do recall interviewing Hugh Sands, who was then the very first, bank no longer exists, the very first Bahamian head of Barclays Bank, and only the second, no, actually was the first person ever allowed to run a Bahamian bank. The second person was the person at Citibank, Paul. But Hugh Sands, in my interview with them, to prepare for interviews, I asked people around what they would ask the person if they had a chance to. And a question that I kept getting from persons in his staff, because I serendipitously asked persons on his staff what they would ask. One of the questions was, how the devil you, because Hugh Sands was headmaster of Government High. And Hugh Sands became the head of Barclays Bank, which at the time was one of the most powerful banks in the Bahamas. It was a huge British bank. And he became head of Barclays Bank. He never worked in a bank in his life. And they hired him as the head of the bank. And so I found a way to ask him that question. It's like, how does a principal of a high school become the first Bahamian to head a bank, a major commercial bank in the Bahamas? And his answer was profound. He was like, people like to work with people who they can trust. He says, I work with a whole bunch of guys in there. They know every single thing about banking there is to know. But the guys who own Barclays Bank, they're not interested in picking up the phone and talking to some guy who knows the numbers, picking up the phone and talking to some guy who can run circles around, why are we doing this and how are we doing this and operation stuff. When they call and they ask, how are things going? They want to trust the answer. When they send a guy who has a 30% stake in Barclays Bank over, when he flies over on his private jet to the Bahamas, and I pick him up, this is what people didn't know about Hugh Sands. Hugh Sands went to high school and university in the UK. So he says, I know every football team, every cricket team. I know every bar in London. The stuff that these guys know, he say, when they come off the private jet, they're not asking about how much money in their account. They know that. they got money gone to bed. They're not even thinking about that. They just want to know, is my money being managed by people I can trust? So when they interact with you as the head, they want to go play a game of golf. And when they're playing a game of golf, you need to be able to talk about things that they are into. So they're into football and they're into cricket and they're into all these things. And if you don't know how to talk about that, they trust you less. So that was the answer to how does a high school teacher become the head, the first Bahamian head of a bank when you had all of these seasoned banking professionals in the same bank. And he says, you know, if they want to become head of banks, they need to be who I am, someone that the guys who own the bank, who relate to the bank, can trust. Big deal. Thank you for that input. Okay, so Sean, are there any other inputs? Yeah, we did Crystal already, so Sean, is just you. Anybody with any comments on Sean? I do have.
I thought, oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Blair. Go ahead.
I thought his business plan, that was really, really thorough. He had me looking back at mine and I'm like, Lord, I don't even have this. His plan, it was very thorough. I hope we have another chance to edit.
I just can't believe that he did that while on this call.
Yeah, that was, even yours, Marjorie, there was some things that I said I should have included in mine, like the market segmentation. I really liked that. That was a really good section to include in yours.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Well, so we're gonna find some time in the future to go over insurance. You have an assignment due next week, for sure. And next week is when we're going to have the session with Amicus Chambers. You will be getting a quiz to do on chapter 10. So look out for that. It would be something like the one you got for chapter 9. So it'll be a quiz that you should try to run through. I mean, and do it within half an hour or 20 minutes, whatever you can, and then see what grade you get, and then do it over. Which reminds me, there's some people who got some really not so great grades in the quiz and didn't do it over. Please do it over. Do it over until you get there's at least one person who almost got 100%, very close to it. So do it over until you get close to 100%. Congratulations on that person who did the test and actually got, I think it was 95 or 96%. I was impressed. So do it over until you do that. And I don't mean do it over by memorizing the answer. I mean, do it over by, if you got something wrong, this is key. This is how you learn. If you got something so-called wrong, and I don't even know about if I agree with the term wrong, but if you didn't get it, it means that is something that requires your focus. The stuff that you got right, don't worry about it, unless you guessed. But if you got something wrong, those are the things you want to go troll the internet, look at other sources, learn a bit more about that subject matter, because that's all it's telling you. You don't know this well enough. There's something about this that you're missing. So you want to fill your gap by doing soul searching, self-research on that particular subject. So you end up knowing a little bit more about it. Do not memorize the answer. That does nothing for you. You want to know what you're doing. Okay. We're not going to do insurance. We're going to do it later. So Does anyone else have, I see somebody put some stuff in the chat. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, that's Cohen. So let's just give 2 seconds to anyone with any other comments. If not, let's say good afternoon and wish you all a wonderful weekend. Those of you who have yet to have that one-on-one with me, please make the arrangements, including the persons who are auditing the course. Let's have that one-on-one arrangement, hopefully over the course of the next week for the few of you who haven't done that yet. I wish you a wonderful rest of the weekend and take care of yourselves. Cohen, feel better.
Question, Mr.
Hi, Blair. My
Yes.
name's
What?
Ian. My name's Ian, by the way, so I have no problem with my name.
Oh, sorry. I grew up on the island, so.
Yeah, me too. I grew up on Nassau. That's how you always act like Nassau.
Oh,
Ain't no island.
Was that a dig? Was that a dig? You grew up on Nassau?
Yeah, it's one of the.
I just want,
I grew up on one of the smallest islands in the Bahamas.
okay, yeah, that is true. The quiz number 1, I was trying to see the score that I got, but it didn't allow me to do so.
Quiz number 1?
Yeah,
I'll have to have a look at that. To be honest with you, I was stuck with working on my tablet with doing that, with re-engineering it. Thank you for bringing that to my point, because I need to go through those and make sure they're all set up properly, because I was having a nightmare.
and it's not allowing you to do it over, so.
Oh yeah, so that I have to do something in the settings.
Okay.
Those are valuable comments, because I would not have known. Now I can go in and fix it. It's just maybe some small configuration that I have to do, so you guys can do it over and see our results every time you do it over.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Ian, can you also, can you also remind us of the dates, the last date of class, as well as the date of the exam, please? I don't know, maybe you can even put it in the WhatsApp chat. So we can stay on target.
Oh, you want me to? Yeah, I'll do that. I'll put the dates in the Google Classroom. I'll just put those dates in so you can always go to them. So I will do that. Thank you for reminding me that I need to do that.
Thank you.
But as it stands, the last day of class is going to be Saturday, the 3rd of September. Cleophas?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I think I messaged you earlier this week or last week about a date, but I don't think you got back to me.
Yeah, so I'll put those dates in. It'll be Saturday, the 3rd of September for sure, as the last date of class.
No, I mean a date for the one-on-one.
Oh, the date for the one-on-one? Oh, I must have missed that. So message me again in the classroom. And if the classroom's not working for you, you can do it by WhatsApp, but message me again so we can get that arranged.
Yeah, I sent it via WhatsApp.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, so.
Good evening, everybody.
Y'all take care.
Take care.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Great
Great
presentation.
evening, everyone.